Hey you guys, I'm back with another update. Let me turn my volume up. I hope it's all the way up. So I'm back. I went to my doctor's appointment today, and let me give you guys the lowdown on what happened today. And it is late. It's really late. I think it's like 1:30 a.m. But like I've already told you guys in a previous video, I have really bad insomnia, so I don't really sleep a lot. But I'm tired today. I think the doctor's appointment wore me out. And I do have my papers here, so I'm going to look at them because I don't remember everything that doctor told me. So I went to the doctor today to meet with my RE. He was really, really nice. Indian guy. He was Indian. My appointment was at 9:45 a.m. And so I got up, took the kids to school, made me a cup of coffee, um, and went to my appointment. Thankfully, I was only like 5 minutes late, which I'm late for everything, you guys. I'm never on time for nothing. But got in there and met with him. He was really nice. The nurse came in and asked me a bunch of questions about previous pregnancies and how long I've been trying, things of that nature, and that was cool. And then the doctor came in and he was straightforward, like right to the point. He was like, I'm asking you some questions. I'm gonna do an ultrasound, and then we're gonna figure out where to go from there. I was like, okay, great. So he asked me the same. Pretty much, he just went over the questions that the nurse asked me, and then um, he left the room so I could change so that he could do my ultrasound. So and I don't know, maybe for some women they've already experienced pregnancy before, but when you're like in the really really early stages of pregnancy, they don't do the sonogram on your stomach. They do the vaginal one. So that's the one that, of course, they did the vaginal one to look at my uterus and my fallopian tubes and all of that. So he goes in with the vaginal ultrasound thing, and he's like, "Oh, you have a fibroid." And I was like, "A what?" He was like, "You have a fibroid, basically a tumor of the uterus." And he was like, I was like, oh my God, like, really?" And he was like, "Wow, it's kind of big." And I'm like, "Okay, like big like what? Big like a grape? Big like an apple?" Like, what do you mean big? And he was like, it's pretty big. It looks like it's been there a while. Like like I've said in previous videos, my daughter is about to be 7 next month. So, and we just started trying last year, so I haven't been pregnant in God knows how long. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like this has probably been there like 6 years or so. So I was really kind of stressed out about that. I'm like, okay, so he really didn't talk much while he was doing the ultrasound. He was pretty much just like looking and measuring. He was measuring it to see how big it was. And then he had I don't he kind of seemed concerned, but then he kind of didn't. He was just like, "Oh, yeah, it's kind of big." And what else did he say? He was like, he looked at my, so after he did that, he was like, "Yeah, it's a fibroid." I was like, "Okay." So after he did that, he like pressed down on my left and my right, and I guess he was looking at my fallopian tubes or whatever. And so he was like, "Oh, okay." So that was that. He didn't say anything about that. That was that. And so he left out the room. I went, put my clothes back on. And so when he sat down with me, he said, "Okay, you have a fibroid." um and it's not cancerous. He said it's very common in women, but it's more common in African American women. And I was like, "Well, how did I get it?" And he was just basically like, "It develops. It's no particular thing that I did. It just happens." And he said it could be hereditary. So I don't know how I got it, but I got it, and it's pretty big. Um, I don't feel it. He asked me, do I ever get constipated, or do I ever feel like I need to constantly, use the restroom? And I was like, no, I have regular bowel movements. And only time I really feel like I keep running to the bathroom is if I drink a lot of water. So I was like, no. So the first thing he told me that he wanted me to do is I have to schedule at HSG. The first day that my cycle starts, I need to call them and schedule it, and they'll schedule it between 7 to 12 days. No, 7 to 10 days. Um, during my cycle, and then he is going to do some labs. That's day 3 of my cycle. He wants to do some labs, and so the first thing I'm gonna do is my HSG, and then when I go in for my labs, um he wants to discuss with me the HSG results. And then he also wants to do the saline infusion thing. Basically he wants to look and see if my tubes are actually open, because when he was pressing down on my sides, he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was like, he doesn't think that I ovulate very well. And I was like, "Well, I always, well, not always, but I was like, recently I've been spending a lot of money using the really expensive, ovulation test, OPKs." And he was like, "And you get positive?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, we're going to check and see the quality um, of your eggs or whatever." And I guess that's what one of these tests are for. I was listening. I really was. I was listening, but I was so taken aback that I had a fibroid, and it's pretty big, and it's not in my uterus, but it's on my uterus. And another thing he wanted to check was when he does the solution, the saline, yeah, the saline infusion. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Sono, whatever. Whatever. So he said when he does that, he wants to check and see if there are fibroids actually inside of my uterus. Because this one that he seen was on the outside, but he said it was pretty large, and that could be one of the reasons why I haven't conceived. He said he's not sure yet. He wants to do more tests. So I don't even know what cycle day I'm on, and but I think I should be starting my cycle in maybe like 3 days or 4 days. So um, hopefully we can get this situated. And I'm just a little bit irritated. I don't want to say irritated. I'm not irritated. I'm a little upset because all this time we've been actively trying, when I was going to that freaking my primary care doctor, and if I would have known, like I was trying for a whole year, like putting forth the effort for a whole year, and this whole year was pretty much in vain because I'm pretty much not ovulating that well, is what he said. He doesn't think I'm ovulating well. And then I got this big old fibroid. So it's like, if she would have sent me to the doctor when I asked her to, the doctor could have looked and said, "Oh, you have this wrong. And it doesn't look like you're ovulating very well. Let's try this, and if it doesn't work, then you come back in, 8 months or 6 months or whatever would make it a year. Then you come back." But this whole year I've been, no RE is gonna touch you if it hasn't been a year. Well, that's stupid, because I just wasted a year of my life focusing on trying to expand my family when I could have been doing something else. I don't know what else, but it didn't have to be focusing on the baby. I could have been fixing the problem instead of wasting a year baby dancing every other day. Sorry, guys. I'm so irritated. I'm tired. I'm actually tired today. Um, Luckily, the facility that I went to wasn't far from my house. It was probably like 20-30 minutes from my house, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of constantly putting forth effort to something and not yielding any results. I feel like my work is in vain. But I'm happy that we know what it is. He said he would have to surgically remove it, and he was like, "Oh, but if it doesn't bother you or nothing," he was like, "You can leave it there. It'll shrink after menopause." Menopause? Wait a minute now. I ain't that old. I'm not trying to be leaving this in there for another 30 years or 20 years till I hit menopause. I don't feel comfortable with that being in there. I don't want it in my body. I want it gone. But I'm happy that I know it's what it is. And he said it's perfectly treatable. and I'm not gonna have to wait another 6 months to, get things going. In another week, I'm gonna be on my cycle, and a couple days after that, I'm gonna get this HSG done. I'm gonna get my blood work done. I'm gonna get my saline, make sure my tubes are open. If they're not open, he need to open them, and then, within a month, I'm trying to be back on the road to conceiving. Hopefully, all this don't take that long to fix. I don't know. And my husband wasn't able to go with me today, but I was like, when I told him what happened, he was like, his little face, he was just like, really? Are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just glad that, I know what it is, and now we can fix it so that, we can have our baby. I'm going to be 30 by the time I even get pregnant, and 31 by the time the baby get here. God, I ain't trying to be 30 with my purse all wide open for everybody to see. So I was like, so it looks like you're gonna be off baby duty for the next month or so. And he was like, I don't want to be off baby duty. Like baby dancing duty. It was just so cute. It was cute. He was very supportive, and they also said that they wanted him to do a semen analysis. And because my husband is Navy, when you're actually in the Navy, you have to see the Navy doctor. And my husband is attached to a ship. So he literally works on a ship. So, um, excuse me, so he has to go to that doctor. Not saying that they're not qualified, they don't know what they're doing or anything like that, but that's not their specialty. So I really want him to get a referral, and I'm telling you, if them people on that ship cannot get him a referral within the next 2 weeks, uno dos, we're gonna pay for this sperm analysis, which I don't think is him. I think it's me, because of the whole, he doesn't think I'm ovulating very well and the fibroid and stuff. I really think it's me. I don't think it's him, but because he did request it, we're gonna do it, and I think it's like $250 to get the semen analysis done. And if he doesn't have a referral, then of course the insurance won't pay for it. He can't just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go," and y'all can build insurance. It don't work like that. He needs a referral, and with him being the active duty person, they might not give him one. So we might just pay for it. It's not that big a deal. Um, we're actually in the middle of moving. We'll be out of our house in about 2 weeks. I'm so sad. We're downsizing. Right now we're in a 3 bedroom, 3 bath, 2 car garage house, and we're moving to a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, no garage. And we have 3 cars. I don't know how we're gonna fit. And I want a truck. Of course I want a truck. We're gonna have 3 kids. And we have a lot of stuff. I have like, this house is in shambles. Isn't it funny how, like, when you're moving, it's like no matter how much I straighten up, it's never clean, because there's like a big pile of books right here. It's suitcases of clothes and bags of clothes over here, because I'm not doing boxes. I'm so sick of boxes. I don't know what to do with my life. The kitchen is a mess. There's boxes in the kitchen. Everything is just all over the place, and it is driving me insane, because I want to clean up, but even when I try to clean up, it still looks a mess. I don't know. But in 2 weeks, we'll be moved. So if I cannot get you guys another video, it's because I'm moving. And we're not hiring people to move. We're going to do it ourselves. And I'm going to school, and of course I have my children and then my husband, so I might just be a little bit too busy to get you guys an update, but I will really try my hardest. And this video is 14 minutes, so I have to go. Love you guys. Thank you to all my new subbies. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any comments, any encouraging words, I could use them, because I'm in a different state of mind now. I almost feel like I want to give up, just because it's just so much. But thank you guys for watching. If you like my videos, subscribe, like it, comment, all that good stuff. Good night, you guys.